to EM Sports. Welcome to the midweek Champions League review of the matches, quarterfinal, second leg that happened over the week, in between the weekend. That's on Tuesday, and yesterday on Wednesday. So the first match we had, that was Atletico Madrid versus FC Barcelona. Barcelona winning 2-1, but didn't qualify because they lost the first leg 2-0 at the Camp Nou. And then the next match was between Liverpool versus PSG at Anfield. Liverpool losing again 2-0. The third match was yesterday, Arsenal versus Sporting Lisbon, draw 0-0. Arsenal advancing to the semi-finals. And then we had Real Madrid, one of the best games of this Champions League knockout. That was Real Madrid versus Bayern Munich at Allianz Arena. Bayern Munich winning Bayern Munich winning 4-2. Was it 4-2? Yeah, 4-2 on the night. 4-3. Yeah, 4-3 on the night. Then aggregate of 6-4. So these are my thoughts. I think before the quarterfinals, after the draw, I made a prediction and said Bayern Munich will go through, although Real Madrid has this something of the Champions League. When it comes to Champions League football, they have something, and yesterday they were pulling off that something. I don't know what is it, but they are a special club when it comes to the Champions League. So they were almost even coming back to that game, and the game was very, very, very entertaining for both sides to watch, and for the neutrals it was a very good game. So I think Bayern Munich, for me, I will still say they are favorites for the Champions League this year. I think they will be champions 2026. Yeah, they are not like a complete team, yeah, but every team is like that. There's no perfect team. The only perfect team that has come ever close to be a perfect team, in my opinion, was the Barcelona of 2008 to 2012. That one became almost a perfect football team that I have ever seen. If someone can tell me to name a perfect football team, I think I will say the Barcelona of 2008 to 2012 under Pep Guardiola. That was almost a perfect team. But in life, there's nothing like perfect. In life, we try to improve. We try to do one or two better than we did yesterday or we did the last time. So I think Bayern Munich, for me, they are favorites for the Champions League. Semi-final one, it is set. Bayern Munich will be meeting PSG over the two legs. That is, the first leg will be played on 28th and 29th of this April, and then the second leg will be on 5th and 6th of May. So for me, I think Bayern Munich will go through, but we will talk of because football is a game of the moment. You give today, you give your opinion. Tomorrow, maybe injuries can complicate things, and then maybe also that changes. So that is my. But it was a very nice game for the neutrals. Bayern Munich versus Real Madrid was a very nice game. Arsenal versus Sporting Lisbon, 0-0 at the Emirates. I think Arsenal also will reach the final. I predicted that they can play the Champions League final. Yes, Arsenal are not convincing. They are not playing very well, but I understand. We have been in this business of football for so long, and whenever you are just knocked, like their psychology was knocked a bit or tested a bit when they played Man City in the Carabao Cup final and they lost. That was a turning point for many things in this Arsenal team. Will they hold the pressure? Will they sustain the pressure? The mockery from rival fans, the mockery from everyone around who doesn't support Arsenal. Will these players hold that? I doubt. But I still think that they have a chance. But it's not that they are favorites. No, they have a chance. So this Sunday, it is like a final. For me, I term it as a final. They have to go to Etihad and try to get something. Even if it is meant to just create a London wall at Etihad, they just need to do that, because they can't afford to lose this game. If they lose it, now things are very, very complicated. But that is a story for the weekend. We will be previewing the match week weekend tomorrow, or on Saturday morning. We'll be previewing that with the team, with my colleagues who we work with at EM Football. So that's my take. But Arsenal are not moving like a proper team. This is not the Arsenal at the beginning of the season. Yeah, they have some vital injuries, but let's be honest. What has Saka helped Arsenal this season? Even if he's not injured, when he has been fit. His contribution to this team is one of the reasons why Arsenal maybe might not even win the league, because he has not given given that all that we are used to seeing Saka give. Saka is not giving all at all. This season Saka has been below average, and this is the problem with English players. I always have problems with English players when it comes to things like this. These players, they cannot keep up to their level. The only two English players that have tried to keep up to their level is Declan Rice and Harry Kane. They have tried to maintain the level, their levels high. But other players today, they have a very good season. Another one, like for example, Phil Foden at Man City. The guy is still 25, 26 now, but the guy is a shadow of himself when he was even winning the treble and winning the treble, the doubles. That guy was vital. But at the Man City right now, you can't even recognize Phil Foden anymore. But he's at the prime now where he needs to be consistent enough. But he's just there. He hits the form. Look at Marcus Rashford, and we have a lot of examples. I go way back to even like people like Jack Wilshere at Arsenal. They started brightly, but at the end of the day, they just diminished when it mattered most. But that is the history of these English players. That's why I'm never a big fan of English players. I'm never a big fan of them because they don't maintain that standard. One season they can give you a worldie, like you think, okay, hey, this is the next thing. And another season they are just there, lazing around, just moving the way they want because of the hype from the English media. So I don't think Saka has helped Arsenal anyway. Odegaard has been injured throughout the season, but whenever he has been on the pitch also, the impact has been zero, has not been there. So I think Arsenal have mostly relied on their defense. If they had a defense like Chelsea, I think they will be fighting even for relegation, this Arsenal team, because even they don't even score a lot of goals. They don't score a lot of goals, but the defense has kept Arsenal wherever they are. But now, what has let Arsenal down is the forward. They don't score a lot of goals. There's no creativity this Arsenal side. There's no creativity. Even yesterday, Sporting was looking like coming back anytime. We were just waiting, like anytime Sporting can come back. And they rattled the post almost twice or something. So that's the problem with Arsenal. And I think they meet Atletico Madrid. They should be very careful with Atletico Madrid, because especially defensively, Atletico Madrid, they are very, very good. And since Arsenal doesn't score a lot of goals, it will be a boring game. Yeah, in quotes, it will be a boring game because these are teams that, but Atletico have a very good attack compared to Arsenal. The Alvarez and whatever. If Arsenal just doesn't take, Atletico will test them. Will test them. That one I'm very sure. I think I may fancy Arsenal 51%, Atletico 49% to go through. But Atletico will test Arsenal, and I will not be surprised even if they knock them out. And then another match was between Atletico Madrid themselves with FC Barcelona. Atletico Barcelona this season, they have served us with a lot of entertainment, but because of red cards and everything, they have not been. But it has been a very good game. FC Barcelona, I think also they suffer because of Atletico are a physical team, but FC Barcelona is not a physical team. It is a technical team. You see the way they move, the players, they don't have players with big muscles like Atletico. So Atletico, I think they took advantage of that. They just pushed them aside. They just played physical to them, and then I think they won that game because of physicality. Okay, the red cards also played part because Barcelona were red carded twice. At Nou Camp, the Eric Kubasi received a red card. Also at Atletico, who received a red card. There's a player also who received a red card at Atletico when they were playing against Atletico. So that's that's my opinion. But Barcelona Atletico gave us a very good quarterfinals, and Atletico meeting Arsenal, it would be one of the classics. Best team defensively, but now Atletico has an advantage in terms of going forward. The attack seem to know how to score goals, seem to locate where the goal is. But compared to Arsenal, it is now it is the opposite. Arsenal have a very good defense, but now in terms of creativity, in terms of scoring goals, they are not that. But this team was built on creativity, overloads, counter press, attacking faster, but they don't do that this season. That is the disadvantage of Arsenal this season. But that is and a story for another day. And then the last game was between Liverpool and Paris Saint-Germain. Okay, Liverpool, everyone knew that Liverpool will be going out, because especially how Liverpool also have played this season, and it will be better for them also maybe to, they are one of the teams that need they want this season to end, so that maybe they re-strategize again, they start again, like with Tottenham, of course, also wants this league to end us up, so that they can restart, they can restructure. Chelsea also, of course, but Chelsea, we keep on restructuring and restarting every season under these new owners. So I don't know if they will bring us even another 16 babies, so that we start again the process. But we are tired of that as Chelsea fans. But we'll talk that. Remember, there is a protest on Saturday before the Manchester United game in London. If you can be there and represent the Chelsea fans, please do so. Sing in loud voices, because we want these clowns to go. We want them to sell the club and leave. That is what we want, and that's what our wish is. But Liverpool have been very much inconsistent. PSG came, played through them, made mistakes. Of course, Liverpool needs to address their defense, especially Van Dijk is aging, so they need to address that. They need to address their defense in general. They need to address, and then also the holding midfield position, that number 6, they need to address that. I think going forward, they have a very good, decent team going forward. If they just sit down, restructure, and the manager to find out the strength of, especially to how to bring Alexander Isak in the team and make him perform, yeah. The way he was performing at Newcastle, he needs to get that. And I know they will be also maybe going for Anthony Gordon also from Newcastle to replace Mo Salah. So Liverpool have a decent team. It's only that this is one of the seasons. I can't really say that they have decent players in their squad, experience, but there's a season that things may not happen for you, and especially if you are champions of England, things sometimes never happen for you. So I will say maybe that is the reason for Liverpool, but we will wait and see. At least now they are out of all the cups. Now they have time now to prepare and try to restart next season, and focus on on next season now, and try to qualify for the Champions League, which they have a very huge chance compared to others. I think they have a very, very, very massive chance of finishing in the top 4. So that is the time, because of Aston Villa engagement elsewhere. Chelsea are not looking like a team, and we are not even looking like winning any game anytime soon. So I think Liverpool have a massive chance to move into the top 4. So that's my preview for the Champions League. First semi-final will be between PSG versus Bayern Munich. Second semi-final will be between Arsenal and Atletico Madrid. My preview, my prediction early on today, I say Bayern Munich will knock out PSG, and then Arsenal will knock out Atletico Madrid, but it will not be easy. Yeah, but Arsenal will knock out Atletico Madrid. So the final in Budapest, I think, will be Arsenal versus Bayern Munich. Who wins? For me, I think Bayern Munich will carry the day. So that's the prediction and the preview and the review for the Champions League midweek matches. Please remember to subscribe on EM Sport Football, on EM Football TV, but at the moment you can search with EM Sports Football. That's our name, but we are still working on the name, because EM Sports has someone else by EM Sports TV. So please, if you go there, you can subscribe also there. It depends, but also support us on EM Sports Football. That's our channel, or just search Edgar Mlupi Sports Channel. I think you will find me, and then you can subscribe, like this video if you like the video, and then you can turn on your notification bell. You can share with a friend, with a family, with everyone, so that we can grow this community together. Otherwise, have a lovely weekend. And on EM Sports, remember, we go also for a rest a bit. Then on Saturday we meet on Watch Along. We will be bringing you on Saturday one match, that is Chelsea versus Manchester United, live from Stamford Bridge, London. Thank you.